if you want world domination, then you take your message and you package it within each of those different delivery methods, and you do an excellent job in each of them. And so that's how you kind of grow together the biggest possible impact.
You've got me where you want me, under your thumb.
Morning. It's gonna be a weird day today. Kevin and Megan are gonna be out. Megan was admitted to the hospital last night with viral meningitis. And so she's had a pretty rough stretch. Really hope that she feels better soon. She should be coming back from the hospital today, so hopefully she recovers quickly. So yeah, we were supposed to go out and have a shoot today. Either the Serve Mastery promo videos, which I'm not even close to being ready with yet. Maybe I'll talk more about that later today. Or a two-handed backhand series of videos, which is gonna basically mirror the 5-day forehand series that I did a couple weeks ago, which did really, really well. And so yeah, I think it might just be Kirby and I going out and getting that shot, probably a little bit after lunchtime today. Beyond that, I'm communicating back and forth with my writer about the book project. I'm really probably just gonna be spending a lot of time thinking about Serve Mastery promo, which we have to push out, but I want it to be as effective as possible. And so it's just kind of always that tension between urgency and quality. And so I had a call yesterday with somebody else in our market who's a great marketer, and got his input. I have a ton of notes from that. And so yeah, I'll be spending a lot of time thinking about that today, and hopefully actually coming up with the plan for those promo videos. The meeting stuff I felt like was kind of a downer, and also a little inside baseball. And so I feel like this allows me to give it a title like The Key to Online Success in 2018. And so like that video title, like if that's the bulk of what the video is, along with like kind of the montagey stuff where I'm talking kind of about my motivation and that sort of thing, that's something that's like broadly appealing to like a huge, it's not just like a personal story. I think the key to success here is going to be having a really perfect mix between that kind of like in the behind the scenes kind of personal story stuff, and then the more ranty, insightful business and content stuff. And so this was more heavy on the business and content stuff, obviously.
I think it probably depends on your personality type. I think a lot of people would like to research something and read into it and learn all the ins and outs and features and settings so that they feel prepared to jump in and start doing it. I tend to prefer trial by error. When I'm learning something new, I like to just fool around and figure out what stuff does. So not very methodical. Yeah, I guess it really depends on your learning style. Everyone absorbs new information a little bit differently. Just like some people absorb written information better, some people are more visual, some people it's more helpful for them to hear instructions instead. So I don't know, I just like to jump into things though. I prefer not to spend too much time reading about stuff before I try it. I think sometimes people they don't really feel prepared to jump into something, so they're always looking for some other thing that's preventing them from doing it, even though that there's not actually anything in the way. I mean, it's like when I decided to learn how to roast coffee. you can spend a whole lot of money on a coffee roaster, or you can spend no money and figure out how to start roasting coffee on your stovetop in a pan. Yeah, there's a lot of things that have a very low barrier to entry, and much lower than people think. There's a lot of things you can learn out there for next to nothing. Just watch Cool Runnings. If you feel like you don't have the resources to be great at something, watch Cool Runnings and be like John Candy.
I think the key to world domination is you've got like the full number, whatever it is, the full audience of people who love the kind of content that we create, the topic, the approach, the principles that we operate under, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then within that like full audience, you've got people who prefer audio, you've got people who prefer video, you've got people who prefer written, and then you've got sub preferences within those, like different platforms, short format versus long format, more entertaining versus more scientific and like serious and boring. Some people love boring written and really long format. Some people love really short video and really entertaining. Even though it's all kind of packaged within the umbrella of like tennis instruction or tennis improvement. So there's that as far as like media strategy. Like you want to be everywhere. Wherever humans are consuming media, if you have an important message, you want to be in each of those spots. And there's still crap load of books being sold. So that's A. B, I've been creating content for 10 years, and so now we have that mountain of stuff that's just sitting there, and it's not very difficult to just take it and repurpose it and repackage it into another medium. And we've done a lot of that over the years, but not into traditional book format. So that's number 2. Number 3, our audience is skewed more towards types of people that are still reading books. Like we're not making content for 15-year-old kids on Snapchat. Like our audience skews towards 40s, 50s, 60s, and so there's a lot of book readers in that demographic. So there's top 3 reasons off the top of my head: overall media strategy, repurposing the massive amount of content we've already created, and our demographic is still reading books. Everybody's still reading books. Well, I mean, your generation probably not as much. I mean, mine not as much. Like I have a hard time reading books. It's kind of my personality. But there's still plenty of books being sold. Thanks for watching today. I appreciate it. Hope you got some value or some insight or some inspiration from what you saw. If so, make sure to subscribe or follow the page wherever you happen to be watching. Really appreciate your time and your attention. We'll see you again tomorrow.